What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today we're back with another set of cars going up for sale. One of them I swore I was never going to sell, and unfortunately I decided today it's time to let it go. So we're going to run through the cars that I currently own, and two of them are not here. One of them is my 2016 Cadillac ELR. That is actually at my house. The other one is my 2008 Bentley Continental GT convertible with the W12. That one has not been delivered yet, but it's on its way. So here's what we have at this location. We have my 1994 Pontiac Trans Am 25th anniversary edition, the white on blue on white. When I say on blue, I mean it's white with a blue stripe, and then the interior is also white with blue. You guys have seen this 100 times, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this one. This one is currently up for sale, and honestly, it's not bringing anywhere near what I want for it. And okay, I'll admit it. Several of you told me so. Several of you told me so. This is one I'm trying to decide whether I want to send it to the dealer auction and sell it there, or if I should just cut my losses and let it go at Copart. It's currently bringing $3,000 at Copart. Yeah, $3,000. Crazy, clean title, but it was listed as structural damage, and we don't know why. It runs great, it drives great, but it does have a whine from the rear differential that I believe to be the pinion bearing. No warning lights on the dash at all. Shifts through the gears great. Hot heat, cold air conditioning. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. Good tires, but it looks like, as far as Copart's concerned, it's only worth about $3,000. So I may go ahead and let it go. So if you're seeing this video and you're interested in it, this may be the last opportunity to bid on it, because I'm either going to cut it loose at Copart, or I'm going to go ahead and send it on down the road to a dealer auction and see if I can get more money out of it somewhere else. Next, this is the one that hurts. My 1988 Chevy Cavalier Z24. This one, I said I wasn't going to sell it, and today I came down here and I started looking at all my cars. I'm in the middle of something kind of big that I can't talk about yet, but I decided today when I came down here it was time to basically let everything go, like everything. And I know I said I was going to keep it. Yes, I love it. It's a great car. It runs and drives great. This is one, while I can't make any guarantees, I would personally not hesitate to buy this car and drive it to California. I don't think it would give you a single issue. This car runs and drives exactly like it's supposed to. It's in really good shape. It's very dirty. I haven't done any cleaning on it. I have driven it quite a bit, guys. I really put the miles on this, and it did phenomenal. No complaints with this car at all. Yes, the radio works, trans shifts through all the gears. It has no options, and it comes with a trunk full of parts. All the parts that came with it, I'm sending down the road with it as well. And I'm very hopeful that whoever ends up with this car really drives it and enjoys it, and they don't let it sit out here in the weather. It deserves so much better than what I'm giving it, and that's why I decided to let it go. There's the dashboard miles, 112,331 miles on the odometer. I'll pop the hood. You can see the crazy powerful 2.8 liter multi-port fuel-injected V6. Yeah, this thing's pumping out some serious horsepower, guys. Not really. It's really not pumping out much horsepower at all, but it's a solid, reliable engine. You've got true ram air from the hood straight into the air filter there, guys. Doesn't leak anything. Doesn't have any issues. No warning lights on the dash. Nothing. It's just a really solid old car. Next to that, oh God, yeah, this one. My 1987 Nissan BE1 is up for sale as well. I sent this one to Copart. I don't know how this is going to do. I am going to throw a picture up real quick. If you didn't see it for yourself, you wouldn't believe it. I had this car up to about 157 kilometers an hour. See? I told you. 157 kilometers an hour. Now, I think that translates into about 100 miles an hour from this little car. Yes, it will do it. It will absolutely do it in 5th gear. Mileage currently sitting at 78,548 kilometers. That is not miles. That comes out to be somewhere like 48,000 miles, something like that. This car, I'm not going to do anything with it, guys. I had big intentions, and as usual, this is something that I'm not going to mess with. Yes, it runs and drives. As long as you're driving down the road, it's great. I even had it the other day after taking it. God, I actually drove this thing. I had to take it to the tag agency for a VIN inspection to bring it into an Oklahoma title. And this little thing drove like 35 miles round trip to the tag agency and back. And it made it with no issue at all. It made it just fine. The only problem is it wants to die when you come to a stop. Now, it doesn't do that all the time, but it does it more than it doesn't. Okay, I'm being completely honest, straight up with you. I don't want anybody to buy a car and get mad at me because it's not what they expected. It's not worth the money to me. I want you to know what you're getting, and it's going to need a little bit of tinkering, but it starts right back up. Right back down the road you go. It's only when you have to come to a stop that it kind of acts up, but it doesn't do it all the time. Next, that's right, the 87 Monte Carlo SS that I have all these plans for. You guessed it. No, we're not selling it. Obviously, I've got a lot of sponsorship deals hanging in the balance on this car, so it ain't going anywhere. However, this one, my 2014 Toyota Prius C Level 4, this one is also listed at Copart. I'm going to be looking, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know how much I'm going to want on any of these. I think on this one, I'm going to be looking at somewhere around $8,000. I paid $10,000. All right, I paid $10,000 for this car, so I think if I could get $8,000 out of it, and you guys know it's reliable, because Monkey Wrench Mike and I already drove this thing 1,400 miles in the worst weather all the way to Indiana and back to Oklahoma, and it gave us no problems. The car is beautiful, guys. The paint, the body, all of the lights work, good tires, interior's clean, sunroof, level 4. That's as good as it gets when it comes to a Toyota. It's a beautiful car, guys. Even the headliner, no issues with this one. None. Like nothing at all. This is another one. If you bought it, it's ready to go. It doesn't leak anything. It doesn't vibrate. There's nothing at all to worry about with this little car. It's definitely small, and it's not for everybody, but it does get well into the 40s as far as fuel economy goes. Easily into the 40s, no issue at all. Just a great little commuter car. So yeah, I think I'm going to be looking for about $8,000 out of this one. I have no clue what to expect out of this, but I think if the bids bring around $3,500, I'll probably take it. Same thing with the Cavalier. I think if I could get anywhere around $3,500 to $4,000, I'll probably cut this one loose. This one, again, honestly, if I could get $4,000 out of this, I'll let it go for sure. If I can get $4,000, but I really want $4,000 out of that one. So let's move on. What else do we have up for sale? No, not this one. This is my 2013 Mercedes-Benz SLK 250. This thing has just been sitting here. I bought this for $10,000. This has the AMG Sport Package. It's got the red interior, little bitty 1.8 liter turbocharged direct injected overhead cam 4-cylinder, upgraded sound system, and it's locked. Of course, this is not for sale. Not yet. Watch JR Go told me that he wanted this car, and he said he was going to scrap it. He said he'd give me what I paid for it, and he said he was going to scrap it. And man, that sucks. But if he gives me the $10,000 I paid for it, it's his. Do whatever you want. I'll watch the videos. I'll share the hell out of the videos. That's for sure. I've never had anybody buy a car from me, a perfectly good running and driving car, just to scrap it. That's never happened before. So if he wants it, I guess it's his. And we can all watch him rip this thing apart. I think it'd be entertaining. I'd be happy to watch. This one, no, it's not going to Copart, but I'm actually thinking about selling it. I know you guys saw this coming a mile away. I'll probably lose $10,000 or more on this truck, and I think I'm okay with that. I never drive this truck, ever. In fact, I drove it down here today just so I could park it and get it out of the way. You heard me right. I parked the truck down here. It's been sitting at my other house. I have been enjoying my Cadillac ELR and the Tesla so much that I don't drive this truck anymore. And I know what you're thinking. I need a truck for hauling. And you're right, I do. But here's the thing. I haven't been hauling anything in a long time. It's got 10,000 miles on the odometer. It's filthy dirty. I mean, and I feel bad that it's gotten this dirty. I don't have the time to clean it up, guys. I spend most of my time out here filming and working. I just don't have time to mess with it. Great truck. There's not a single ding, dent, scratch, nothing. And no, I'm not trying to sell it to you. I know most of you are not going to be interested in purchasing this truck. I'm just kind of giving you a fleet update while we're talking about the cars that are going up for sale. Because I think I'm going to sell this, and I think I might just go buy some kind of a cheap truck just for hauling. Whenever I need to haul something, I'll have it. I can't justify this. This truck costs me somewhere around $1,500 a month. And it's insane. Like, when you think about that, that's my mortgage. In fact, that's more than my mortgage for a pickup truck that never gets driven. That makes no sense. Now, when I first got it, I drove it everywhere. But since I started buying all of these cars, it just sits. I spend all my time driving all my other stuff. So that's probably going up for sale. I've had a lot of you emailing me about this truck. And I'm kind of surprised because it's for sale at Copart. At least it was. It is not for sale anymore, guys. We finally sold it. It took, I think, 3 weeks. Maybe a little longer to sell this thing, but it's out of here. This truck sold today for $11,600. That's more than I paid for it, by the way. That is, we finally won, guys. I lose money on everything, but we finally won on this one. That's right. It brought $11,600 at the Copart auction today, and I am thrilled that this thing is going to be going down the road. Whoever won it, I hope it's a subscriber, but if not, whoever won it, I hope you enjoy this truck and, man, have fun with it. This thing loves to eat. Well, I mean, really, it eats gas. It'll also eat the tires. It eats pavement for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So whoever won this, man, congratulations on your new truck. I think you scored pretty big on this one. This is a good one. This is a good one. And if you noticed, the 93 Ford Mustang GT, well, it's missing. And if you look around the yard, it's actually starting to look, well, it's looking kind of empty. So that truck will be picked up soon. The 93 Mustang GT was actually picked up last week. I sold it for $9,800. And lo and behold, the person that won it waited a week, ignored phone calls from Copart, and then they backed out of the deal. Now, doing that is going to cost them $600 for not coming through. Copart spoke with the person that bought it, and they said that when they bought it, they thought it was a fair price. But after thinking about it for a while, they decided that $9,800 was too much for them to spend. So Copart said, that's fine, not a problem. We're just going to charge your account $600. And yeah, you've got to have an account on file. If you're going to spend more than like $1,000, you got to have a card or a bank account attached to Copart. You got to have a deposit and everything included in all that. So yeah, the $600, absolutely, they're going to get it. He lost $600 for bidding on something that he couldn't afford. So, just want to ask you guys, please, instead of wasting everybody's time, if you don't have the money or you're not sure if you want to spend the money on something, please save everybody a whole lot of time and don't bid. So what does that mean for me? Well, that means that all that time got wasted. That Mustang was up for sale for probably 2 or 3 weeks. And all that time wasted because we finally sold it, except it's not actually sold. So yeah, now I have to wait for the transaction to be canceled. I have to wait for the car to go back up for sale and run through the auction again. So totally wasted a minimum of 2 weeks of my time bidding on something that the guy didn't actually want. So that sucks. So the 93 Mustang GT is going to be going back up for sale very soon. And at this point, I'm ready. Once it goes up for sale, I'm ready to just let it go and take whatever it brings. And that brings us in here to arguably my most favorite car in the fleet. I say arguably because I am truly torn between this and my Cadillac ELR. My fiance and I have done a lot of talking about the Cadillac. And this one, trying to decide, should we get rid of the Tesla and keep the Cadillac, or should we get rid of the Cadillac and keep the Tesla? And we've been discussing this at length because, believe it or not, I actually want to keep one of these cars, but I don't want to keep both. I don't think there's any reason to keep both of these cars. So, after some careful consideration, I think I'm going to keep the Tesla. If you can even believe that. I think I'm going to sell the Cadillac ELR to Carvana because they offered me $20,800 for a car that I'm invested into $12,500. I've got $12,500 plus $87 for an oil change invested into the Cadillac. That's it. I can cash out, get the money, and call it a day. And I think that's what I'm going to do. This car was only $7,800. You know, it's got a new battery. I've put all this work into it. There's more money and work going into it, but it's still ridiculously cheap. It gets amazing range. And I just upgraded my charger at home to a 40 amp. So instead of being stuck at like 28 amps or 30 amps that the Tesla charger has, I'm actually going to be able to charge this at a full 40. I've got a 40 amp charger down here as well. So I think it just makes sense. I just bought new wheels and tires for this car. I just think this car makes the most sense to hold on to. I'll probably tint the windows. And I think I'm going to hold on to this one and actually drive the living hell out of it for a while. Of course, every time we're in the shop, I've got to show you guys my Smitting Performance 383 stroker. That's something that I have to get on very soon. I really need to get this engine in my Monte Carlo SS along with the Monster Transmissions 200, 4R, Stage 3, and my Thor torque converter. These are things that I really have to get on, so I need to get to finishing this car. I've got a couple things left that I need to do on this, including the front sway bar end links, the rear toe link on the passenger side, and the backup camera. And then that's it. That should be everything left that I need to work on this car. So if you were waiting for this one to come up for sale, you're going to have to keep waiting, guys, because I don't think I'm going to sell it. That brings me over here to my bike, my 2022 Harley-Davidson Nightster that's got like 55 miles on the odometer. Listen, if anybody's interested in a bike, it's getting to be about that time. We're not too far from bike weather. I think I'm going to let it go. There is nothing wrong with it at all. Everything has been fixed. It was recently serviced by Harley-Davidson. It's good to go. I'm thinking 12. Somebody give me $12,000 for it. 55 miles on the odometer. Runs great, rides great, no issues. I'll let this go. If you're interested in this, hit me up. autoauctionrebuilds@gmail.com. Just send me an email and I'll get back to you on that. We got some tires, my trailer tires for my car hauler. They're really bad because they're like 3-ply tires. The trailer company apparently put some really cheap tires on it that I was not aware of. I already blew one tire, and I don't even think I've got more than 6,000 miles on the whole trailer. We popped a tire, helping Monkey Wrench Mike, and now I've got another tire getting ready to blow. I couldn't figure out what's going on, so Santa's Workshop and I started looking at the tires, and we realized they're 3-ply tires, like they're car tires. They're the cheap tires. So I got these. I found these stupid cheap, a set of 4, plus I already have a spare that's got a good tire on it. These are 6-ply. So these are going to be way better. These are going to handle much better, and they're called Free Country 205/75/15. They're 107/102. Actually, 8PR. Doesn't that mean they're 8-ply? I think that's what 8PR stands for. Maybe they're 8-ply instead of 6. That's even better. Anyway, 8-ply is far better than 3-ply. So I think these tires are going to make the trailer ride and handle a whole lot better than the crappy 3-ply tires that are on it now. And I think that completes the fleet update. Obviously, I can't show you the Cadillac ELR because it's at the house, and honestly, you probably aren't going to see too much more of it. There may be 1 or 2 more videos of that car, and I think I'm going to let Carvana come and pick it up. And I'll document that experience too. I've never sold a car to Carvana. I have no idea how that works, but from what I understand, if I click the button that accepts their offer, they're going to send somebody out with a truck, and a check, and I'm gonna be rich. Okay, not rich, but I'll have a lot more money in my pocket, and I'll come up several $1,000s on one car transaction. Now remember, if you're interested in any of the cars that are currently for sale at Copart, down below the video are links. I'll even put the links in the comment section as well. And I told you earlier, I'm working on something really, really big, but I can't talk about it yet, and it's not done yet. And I don't want to put the cart before the horse. You know what I mean? But if everything goes through the way it's appearing to be going, we could have a very large influx of capital into this business relatively soon. And I mean large, beyond my wildest dreams type of money. Okay. And I just did all of my paperwork for YouTube and Facebook from last year, and I was surprised to find out that I made over $450,000 on YouTube and Facebook. Blew me away, which means taxes this year are probably going to be they're going to be on a whole another level. Now, while that sounds like a lot of money, and it is. Remember that I bought a lot of cars, a ton of cars last year, and I lost money on damn near everything. So even though I made that's the money that came into my account, that is not the money that I actually walked away with at the end of the year, okay? Yeah, it's a lot of money, but we lost a ton on cars, as you can see from the yard out there. I'm about to lose even more this year. So I'm interested to see what my final numbers are at the end of the year, and I'm also interested to see if what's in negotiations right now happens, because if it does, it could change my entire life and this channel. With that, I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Go bid on those cars. If you're interested in them, bid on them at Copart, because if they don't sell there, I'm shipping them down the road to a dealer auction and they'll never be seen again. This is your only chance to get them while they're available to the general public. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, drop your comments below, links to everything below the video. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.